Thank you. How's everybody doing? Can we give her another hand when we're talking about IT? She's over there nervous, like, I don't know how I'm going to do. I'm like, wow, what an act to follow. I am Dr. Gregory Salters, and what I do for 40 to 50 hours a week, I'm a major with Fort Lauderdale Police Department. I like to say that's my what, but not my why. Because many of us have our whats. Our jobs are our whats, but many times our why is why we do what we do. Many times you run across teachers, and sometimes you have educators. Do you believe there's a difference between a teacher and an educator? Can I have those that are educators raise your hand? Some had to figure out, they said, no, I don't know which one it is. It's kind of like a father and a daddy, huh? But it's a whole different class. But what I do is I've been with Fort Lauderdale Police Department 24 years. But one of the things I deal with is I have been dealing with kids ever since I was a child. I think about the connections people made with me. Can you all remember a teacher in your elementary school that made a difference in your life? All the way back then. What about in high school? In high schools, who are the most important people in high school that the kids all listen to? Coaches. Why do you think that's so?
Because you're doing something they love.
It is a whole bunch of reasons, and some of those reasons were removed from our educators, so we can't really do it when you're in the classroom, but you can do it in PE and coach. Can you all imagine if we use the same paradigm and methodology? Because if we deal with the andragogies and the pedagogies, and we deal with the B.F. Skinners and those type things, and your operant learning that we're dealing with, if we're going to be scholarly, we'll come back to this. Can you imagine if you had your science and your mathematical class, and the kid comes in there and he's sleeping, doesn't feel like doing things, and you make him run, do up, down, till you get tired of seeing him? Could we imagine that? Could you imagine if we had that same type of feeling in the classroom that we do with the coaches? Can you think about it as a coach, when you have somebody on your team that doesn't look like they are up to standard, do you kick them off the team, or do you work them and see how hard they want to work? Why is it that sometimes in the classroom we let that individual sit out? If you've ever noticed, I've watched the movie Remember the Titans numerous times. How many of y'all seen the movie Remember the Titans? When you're talking about it, how many Peters do we have in our class? You keep dropping the ball, Peter. How many times do you have it where you have some teachers that are basically babying some of the kids when somebody's trying to give tough love, and you might need to step back and let the tough love take over? Because aren't we all in this together? And one time we look at things, and when we talk about diversity, why is it that we focus so much on differences instead of similarities? Because I've met, how many people in here want to be successful? By show of hands. How many of you understand that our teachers that taught us, aren't they measuring their success by how well we do? How many of it that you look for, like if you look at coaches, they talk about how many kids they have in college, how many kids they help get further along, how many kids they got further. When you're in education, don't you look at how many kids you have in college, how many kids have been doing well when they come back from their spring breaks and they're sharing with you all their experiences. So if we can increase that number, that's what we do, because could they really put a price tag on what you do in the classroom? Because today, in just a few moments, all I want to do is just have a little time to talk with you all, go through a little bit of things, because hopefully I can give you a few nuggets that you can use to help go to the next level, because I want to deal with going from good to great. Is that okay? All right. Click the next slide, please. One thing, we talk about this. All I want to deal with is some little bitty things. Teams. What is a team? We're going to talk about that. Diversity, cultural competence, and the art of connecting. Because the thing that happens with coaches, isn't it that the coaches actually connect to everybody on the team? One way or the other. If you find a coach that is not connected to the team, I will show you a coach that's not as successful as he or she could be. When you find a teacher that made a difference in your life, wasn't that because you connected with that teacher? When you're talking about influence, there's three basic things that has to happen. They have to know you, like you, and trust you. If those three things do not happen, there is no connection, and without connection, you have no influence. Think about things that happen in your life. Next one. What is a team? Anybody, what's a team? Because aren't we a team here? Is the Flanagan team, is this a team? Some really don't know, huh? You're like trying to figure it out.
Yes, we're a team. We're a team here.
Okay, at least one person said it, huh? Oh, the boss said we're a team, so what are we? We're a team. Now, this is the definition of a team. Next one. A group of individuals trusting each other, because many times people look at a team as a group of individuals that are together, but if I am together with you and I do not trust you, this is not really a team, that's just a group of individuals. When LeBron James came down to Miami, they didn't win that first year, did they? They were a group of individuals, but when they began trusting each other and knowing they could depend on each other to do, that's when they started winning championships. Because right now, don't we have, everybody on our team has a different talent. But what happens many times is we don't value the differences that we deal with. We look at the differences as a negative and we don't take advantage of all of those. Can you imagine if everybody on the football team wanted to be quarterback? We got a problem. If you've ever been a coach on a football team, you got a quarterback and he doesn't have the trust of his lineman, the lineman might just let a ball through. Oh, I did that. Remember the movie, Remember the Titans? You let the guy through and hit your quarterback. No, I didn't see it. Right, somebody lying. You let your quarterback get hit. You can't let your team, and in this case, we're dealing with our students, because aren't those the people we're trying to get to the next level? We're trying to do that. Next slide, please. What are some successes of your team? Anybody, tell me some successes you all have had.
A school.
A school, okay, outstanding. Is that done by one individual or by a whole team? And then also when you're on a team, don't we have people that, because you need people that are playing, you need cheerleaders and all that, right? So what happens in the community? Have we brought the community in? Isn't that a key component when we talk about parental engagement? If you don't know, like, and trust the parent, you can't engage them. If they don't know, like, and trust you, they don't even want to be engaged with you. But when you do that, the schools that are successful have engaged the most individuals, because that engagement gives you connection, which gives you influence.